This is Tales of Swordfall.
Episode 4, Final Dish.
What kind of blood? Because we got a little bit of troll blood.
We need that.
We don't need all of it.
Well, I like fresh blood.
What about a song?
No.
How often do you get to hear a song?
Sung about
you.
About me.
Oh, of course.
Oh, that's another thing we can do to help spread word about you and get you some more worshippers.
He actually looks like he's intrigued by a song about himself.
What would you like it to say? Of your dazzling teeth, your glistening scales, your might, your terror, your what?
All that. Everything. He seems really enthusiastic about hearing a song about him being terrible and horrible and eating people. You actually look at his scales and stuff. You notice, like, in between the scales, there are more jewels on him. He's actually a bright, shiny fellow.
Oh.
And it actually seems to match some of the jewels that you found in the chest earlier.
Oh! Well, we found out what happened to that guy.
Lenny is too oblivious to make the connection.
Yep.
Right.
He just kind of like whistles a little bit, and it's like, man, those jewels make you look super fancy.
I know.
Try that.
You should. It's really impressive. You just embed them into your scales and bling. And he like does this thing where he just kind of turns around in the water, and the whole pond just waves just kind of lap. You can tell this guy has a lot of mass to him.
I'm gonna have to try that at some time.
So, what would you like to be referred to in your song? Because Crocodile King is... Do you have a more specific name?
I'm Akniru.
Akniru. Okay. Thank you kindly, my lord. And Gadbee, takes off his hat and gives a deep bow.
And he actually sits down, right here, and watches you expectantly.
Okay, you must give me a moment to prepare. No, my performances do take a little bit of time, so please, Ordinance, Lenny, if you both could, entertain the, Okniru for just a moment while I quickly, Gadbee pulls out, from his pack, journal and a piece of charcoal, so he can very quickly write a song.
While Gadbee does that, Lenny turns to Akniru and says, "Oh, Mr. Crocodile King, have you seen my brother George? He's a human like Gadbee here, and he stands about this tall, and he's really good at sneaking around."
And Ordinance at that time would go into his pocket or pouch or whatever and pull out the handful of gems from the chest and speak up, and he just goes, can we just skip this? How many mushrooms can I get for this?
Well, seeing those are mine in the first place, I think you could just return those to me, and I'll wait for my song.
What?
Lenny
The
thinks
yo-
for a long moment. Oh, the alabaster fella must have taken him from you. That was mighty rude.
He was mighty tasty.
Did he take these?
Yes.
Oh, hang on a second. And he would walk over to Gadbee and start searching for the diamonds.
No, I'm busy. I am composing. Do not touch me.
Yeah, but you've got it.
No touchy.
I think I got the rest of them on me. Hold on. Lenny's like patting himself down, looking for the bag. But yeah, Mr. Crocodile King, have you seen my brother George? Me and him used to sneak through here all the time. Back when I was little.
George, huh?
He'd leave presents sometimes. He said that you liked in the places that he'd picked mushrooms, but he never really let me come this far in because he said I was too big and I can't sneak that well. Because he figured if I showed up, then he points at one of the crocodiles, and then they might get all angry at him.
I remember him. He used to bring people into the forest for sacrifice.
Lenny thinks for a moment. I think I know what that word means, but I don't. I'm not sure. And he finally produces the bag of gems and gives them with Ordinance to the Crocodile King. Yeah, we found them in a chest that the trolls had.
And carefully, he sets them on the ground and then rolls in them.
Oh, so that's how you get them in the scales. Man, I should try that. But yeah, George has been missing for about 6 years now. That's the reason why I left the forest to try and find him.
Good worshippers are hard to find.
Yeah, last time I saw him, me and him were roughhousing. And then next thing I know, the elder told me that he's gone to go look for George.
Yeah. That's unfortunate. He was a good man who brought me many sacrifices.
Also, I want to apologize. Which crocodile was it that I punched for biting my tail? He shows off, the missing part of his tail. I know it's a number of years ago now, but I just, yeah.
That looks like Juliana's teeth. And he looks and he points to what seems to be a floating log off in the distance.
Sorry, Julianne, but if you bite me again, I'm punching you again. Gadbee's creating, I guess. Lenny's gonna nudge Ordinance to come on, say something. Say something nice to the Crocodile King.
You're really big.
Hey, you're rather metal.
Yeah, well,
No, I don't.
Oh, it's a long story. Are you sure you want me to tell it?
Well, entertain me. That's what your little friend said.
Oh yeah, okay. So I got real beat up once, and then when I woke up, I was like, all right, maybe it's not as long as I thought.
You actually get a chuckle, and you notice that his laugh is rather strong, and that his body kind of reverberates the ground and the water, and little splashes just kind of trickle on up, and the other crocodiles are like, I'm gonna get out of here.
Lenny asks in Draconic if the Crocodile King speaks Draconic.
And he answers back, of course I do.
Oh, then Lenny speaks in perfect Draconic. My two friends here are very odd. The one human likes talking a lot and trying to be diplomatic, and honestly try to make friends with the goblins. I'm still rather upset about that. And then the metal one, well, he doesn't speak a lot, but he had this big metal tiger that unfortunately died because of the goblins.
Oh, that is such a shame.
Hey, Ordinance is gonna, I guess, have to use an action to activate his Helm of Comprehend Languages.
Yep.
Then you get to
Yeah.
hear part of the fact that Lenny, when speaking in Draconic, is very, very coherent.
Nice. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone.
And conversation soon turns. You could just push your little friend a little closer, and I could just eat them, and that will be your sacrifice.
Right. I think I've managed to scrounge something together. This should work.
Lenny says in common that it's like, that's mighty tempting, Mr. Crocodile King, but unfortunately, I'm supposed to make sure they get back alive.
Shame.
I know.
All right, let me see if Comprehend Languages means that I could speak it or just
It
understand.
doesn't.
You could just
man.
understand it.
All right. Then I wouldn't say anything.
All right. So let's see. I do hope my friends have kept you entertained.
It's been enlightening.
I apologize for the time. I'm not much of a poet on the spot, especially when I need to put some lyrics and music together. So my apologies, my lord. And he gives another little bow. Great. So he's going to start strumming his lute. Akniru, the demon king of crocodile, with scales to tempt and teeth to rend, he's been waiting all this while. He'll stamp his enemies to the ground. Nary a folk in the swamp to be found. All that's left of you, my dear, will be a gasp, a splash, and this tale. So come and all, bow your heads down low, lest you stir his terrible wrath. Akniru, Akniru, the demon king, lord of the swamp, and the one, the glittering smile.
Lenny claps.
Aknira claps. Ordinance?
No, he didn't clap this time.
That's fine.
I refuse.
Yeah. Nero seems incredibly happy with the songs and the lyrics. Yeah, I like that. Keep singing that. Just all about. And
Of course.
you can have my mushrooms.
I'll also take some of those symbol things so I can pass them around. I'll stick them in further parts of the forest too to make sure that people know who owns it.
That sounds like a mighty good offer. And he kind of like winces for a moment and spits up a few what looks like medallions made out of bone.
Oh man, I wish I could do that. That'd be awesome. I could like have stuff for later in my stomach. That'd be awesome. But he picks them up and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put these to good use."
And he decides to breathe on you.
Okay.
Feel something change within you, Lenny. You don't know what.
Oh, just Lenny. Okay.
Yeah, just Lenny.
Ooh, that felt kind of tingly.
Lenny, you have You get to breathe underwater now. Woo.
Woo! Underwater breathing. And he did say we could have some of the mushrooms. So
Yeah, he backs away and just watches.
Don't take too many. Maybe 5 and leave the rest alone.
I think Ordinance would probably lean down to grab some, but like keep an eye on him and just keep reaching until he seems like, there's a reaction.
Gadbee's just gonna continue to play the song just to like keep him happy.
And he starts dancing to it in the water.
Nice.
Yeah. You fortunately did the exact thing that I had down in my notes of he's super duper vain and he just wants to hear good things about himself.
I mean, Gadbee's exactly the same. So
It's like, what would I do if I was a giant demigod lizard thing? Well, yeah, so you end up picking all the ones on this side of the pond. I mean, he watches you carefully, but he doesn't stop you. Unless you're like gonna try to go to the other side, but
no.
Okay.
These are just fine. And Lenny said just, only a few of them.
And when you start heading back, he stops you one last time.
yes.
Now, Gadbee, that's your name, right?
Did out of character? Did somebody tell him my
Yeah, Lenny did.
name? Okay. Yes, sir.
You have such beautiful talent. I'll have to reward you with something. And
Okay.
he spits up a pile of bones,
Oh.
and they're in the shape of a lute, like with strings and everything.
How did you do that?
I'm a demigod. I can do that.
That's amazing. Your powers know no bounds.
This is a gift.
Thank
And
you.
hopefully you play it well.
Okay. What does Gadbee will gladly accept. Like, he very cautiously steps around the alligators to take the loot.
Uh-huh. And they seem to they're almost tame to you now, like to all of you.
Gadbee ain't taking any chances. I am booking it the moment I can.
And he also decides to breathe on you with his gnarly breath. Actually, all of you. He decides to give you all the gift of water breathing.
Oh well, this is no.
Ordinance continues to look on expectantly.
Yeah, he breathes on you too, Ordinance.
Yeah, no.
Wait, that doesn't matter with Ordinance.
Yeah, no, that's it. He's a construct.
Does that mean Ordinance breathes now?
Oh god, my lungs! Why do you work?
Yeah,
So-
we'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
If I may, my lord, and Gadbee will gesture towards the crocodile and cast prestidigitation and make him just absolutely fucking shiny and like the most polished crocodile you've ever seen.
Thank you for listening to Tales of Swordfall. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.